All right, guys, this is going to be fun. Welcome back to the KnivesFAST channel. As you guys know, I'm KnivesFAST, but I'm also Tempest Knives, and this is my first Warnie design, Wharncliffe design, the Tempest Knives Downdraft. These are zooming your way very, very soon in 6 variations, May the 10th. Let's jump into this. This is not really a review, it's an overview kind of thing. But at the same time, you gotta know, this is my knife, my design. So, for those going to say, well, of course you say it's great, you're biased. Well, yeah, to a degree, but I'm going to be very upfront and honest. That's what I do. But of course, there's always some bias there. So Tempest Knives, KnivesFAST, and there's the cool sticker my daughter drew, bringing all of it together. Let's jump in, and it's already a minute in, so let's show these. We have 6 variations of these. There are 2 that are a little more budget friendly. That is what we are calling the Hailstorm Edition and the Silver Streak Edition. Those are going to be $139 at TempestKnives.com, and you can use code TEMPEST, all caps, for 10% off. And then there is what we're calling the Synthwave Edition with 2-tone satin and stonewash. By the way, these are all 154 cm blades. Satin and stonewash with the 80s camo carbon. Blackwash, whoops, I put the wrong one down. Blackwash with the 80s camo carbon is called the Disco Storm. And then, of course, well, let's do one more on my website, okay? And then this is the titanium version, the only titanium handled version. This is the Firestorm with the flame anodized titanium scales and the acid stonewash blade. And then this guy, all 5 of these are available at TempestKnives.com, and you can use code code Tempest in all caps for 10% off. And then this one is the Blade Binge Dark Mode Edition, only at BladeBingeShop.com. And you can get 10% off using your favorite creator's code, which, since you're watching the KnivesFAST channel, I would say is the code KnivesFAST, and that will give you 10% off. If you want to use another code from another guy, then do it. Matter of fact, let's put this one by himself. So again, the 2 $139 versions right here, 10% off, only at TempestKnives.com, Tempest. 3 of the 149 versions, TempestKnives.com, only Tempest is your code for 10% off. And then the Blade Binge only version at BladeBingeShop.com, and you can use your favorite creator's code or KnivesFAST for 10%. All right, so we did all that up front. Now let's kind of roll through some things. Now, as you can see, there are really some crazy, I mean, this is one run of a knife. These are done by Kubi, and there are a bunch of different really things going on here, okay? But all of these are based, let me get one that's lighter colored. All these are a liner lock version, and they have full liners on both sides. All of these, all 6 of them have full steel liners. So that means it's not an inset liner, it's a nested liner with full liners. Now there's a ton of milling for weight reduction on the show side. There isn't any on the, well, there's one pocket on the lock side. It is a Wharncliffe blade, of course, and very, very cool. So let's go through each of these. Now, our lockup on this one is, this is, again, the bead blasted aluminum and stonewash 154 cm version with satin hardware. And again, full liners, reversible, deep carry, wire clip. You can replace these with a Lynch Northwest Spyderco wire replacement clip. We have checked. Yep, reverse is very easy, no problem. It has a hole for deployment, which you can use to flick or to thumb open, and a flipper tab. You do have access to the lock bar with a cutout. You do have a chamfer. When we are locked up, Yeah, we're locked up really well, no issues whatsoever. We're centered and we're way out to the end. Can you see that? Yep. All right, so I tell you what, I'm going to open all of these. I'm going to put them in an order right now so we can go through them. So first, we have the aluminum scaled version. That is the only aluminum scaled version, okay? Then we go to the only titanium scaled version. Again, locked up. There we go. No issues. Okay. Very nice. In this case, we have acid stonewash on the blade. We have this beautiful titanium. And again, full liners. Okay. They're all really droppy. You do have a very nice sharpening choil. Should be fine. Let's show it again on the lighter colored one. There we go. So that is your titanium version. Then we get into the 4 carbon fiber versions. This is, again, shoot. Silver Twill carbon fiber. Again, full liners, same deal. In this case, you have a 2-tone blade, satin flats, stonewash on the bevel and in the fuller. And again, great action, great lockup, great centering. Kubi did a good job. Now, the one thing I will say, I have found a couple of these that didn't have a lot of Loctite on the pivot. So if your blade begins to walk a little bit and come uncentered, it's as simple as getting a T8. All the hardware is T8. Get a T8 driver, T8 bit on a driver, tighten it up, get it where you want it, loosen it, in other words, learn where you want it, loosen it back up, and then, of course, put a little dab of blue, not any other color, blue Loctite, and then tighten it where you want it, get it centered, get any play out, and then, of course, from there, leave it for 24 hours for that Loctite to cure, okay? One more thing. The bearings are 5mm 3/64, and if you're doing the skiffs, it's the 15 ball. So it's 5mm 3/64, 15 ball if you're going to skiffs. All right, then we have, again, same deal, locked up, dead center, no issues, all 3 of these. And look at the beauty of these camo carbon scales. So pretty. This is Brittany Blue, and this is 80s. Again, this is the 2-tone blade with the satin and the stonewash. This is black PVD that has been stonewashed, and the same thing here. The hardware is black. The blade is black washed, okay? But all of these are 154 cm. And yeah, very, very cool. Now, real quick, we're not going to do full-on specs. They're available at TempestKnives.com, but I do want to do the weights real quick. Your aluminum version is 3.2. Your titanium version is 3.6. Yep. Your, I believe, silver twill is 2.9. Yep. Your 3 camo carbon versions are 2.8. I believe all 3 are going to be 2.8. 2.8. 2.8. Okay. And let's do a couple other things real quick. Let's move the scale. Put this back out. All right. So let's kind of rearrange. All right. So just, again, they're listed on the website, but your overall length is 7.5 with a blade length of just, I would call it 3 3 3/8, with a 3 1/8 inch cutting edge down to the sharpening choil, and your grippable handle is right at 4 inches, just over 4 inches. Now, your handle thickness, by the way, I didn't even mention, but these are all contoured, not heavily contoured, but minimally contoured, but they still feel contoured. That is not correct. Hold on. I just put new batteries in this, so it reset on me. It's in millimeters. There we go. So now we're at inches. 0.464. So very nice and thin there. And your stock is 0.12 exactly of an inch. So again, you can flick these pretty much anywhere you'd like. You can flick them out here in the fuller. You can flick them down here in the hole. Yeah, really good. And again, you have the flipper tab. Of course, they did good job on the detents. Again, the best way to flick these is to kind of roll your finger back and just snatch at that blade, at that flipper tab, up and back, okay? Up and back. It works really well. I did have people with the first, with the Jetstream tell me, I can't do it. And I told them how, and they're like, yep. So 4-finger grip, as you can see, backed up or choked up. There is plenty of jimping. There's so much jimping. I mean, some of you are going to tell me you wish I'd taken it all the way up here. That's okay. But, you know, there's tons, in my opinion. So, again, I'm just kind of being real random about this. So, if you actually have any questions, please kind of list your questions down below. I'll be glad to answer. But, again, they drop. Let's put them in order here. They drop on May the 10th. At TempestKnives.com and BladeBingeShop.com, okay? We're gonna put these in order to help you out. All right, the top 4 are $139, okay? The top one is, $149. Wow, I almost messed that up. $149. The top one is only available at Blade Binge Shop. You can use your favorite creator's code. Mine is KnivesFAST. The next 3, which are the 280s, and the titanium, are available only at TempestKnives.com, and they are $149, and you can use code Tempest, all caps, for 10% off. And the same code applies to these guys because they're only available at Tempest Knives. Both of these are $139, and again, 10% off with code Tempest. Did I do good enough? Did I get those? I'm really pleased, guys. Now, we did the QC on these, and there was only one knife that had an issue. They did forget to ship me one there, which they're remedying and sending it to me. But out of 400 knives, there was only one, and it had a little tiny. It was one of the Blade Binge guys. Had a little tiny mark on the camo carbon. So we set that one aside. I think Blade Binge is going to keep that one for warranty purposes, for parts. But that was it. I mean, all the rest of them were absolutely great. Very, very cool. All right, I want to do one more thing, and then we'll wrap this very long video. That's not too bad. Let's leave the silver twill. By the way, I wasn't sure. I've seen silver twill knives before, but I'll tell you what. We'll leave 2 of them. We'll leave you, and we'll leave you. I just like the ones with the lighter color blade when we're doing comparisons. It's just easier to see on this background. So your Ontario Rat 1 is way bigger. Your Ontario Rat 2 is a little bit smaller, okay? Then you guys have seen some new prototypes that I have coming. So this one is the Tempest Knives Mach 71. You can see the Mach 71 is about the same size as the Downdraft. And then, of course, the Tempest Tornado is a little bit smaller than all of the above here. And I got that one in the pocket today when I'm recording this video, so I love that. And then we've got some other Tempest knives. Let's roll through. So here's the Fractus, okay? Here is the Jetstream. We're going to start with some of the bigger ones. And speaking of bigger, here is the Pinion, okay? So all of those are 8-inch, 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 7.5, okay? So the Downdraft is just slightly smaller than all 3 of these. By the way, this is, if you're counting along at home, this is the, what is that? The, I don't know, the 6th Tempest knife to come out. Here is his Royal Micro Burstiness, as we call him. I'm just kidding. And here is, where are you? The Micro Jet, okay? So those are the Tempest knives that have been out. Obviously, there's some others with Kubi and things like that, but really, really cool. And by the way, this guy is 7 inches as compared to 7.5, and so is this guy, 7 inches as opposed to 7.5. So there you go. So there they are, guys. Those are, wow, I'm putting stuff in absolutely all the wrong places. There we go. So those are the Tempest Knives Downdrafts. Again, coming on May the 10th to Blade Bench Shop and to TempestKnives.com. Again, I'm not going to go through it. I've already gone through it twice, so just rewind and or look in the description, and that will give you all of the details you need and then some. So there you go. And don't forget, go check out TempestKnives.com. That's where these are going to be. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to all. Let me know what you think, guys. And thank you so much for... Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I didn't cut. Got it. So first of all, low blade, of course, low tip. So that means these are going to be golden for any kind of utility cuts or opening packages or breaking down boxes or whatever it is you use a nice low tip for. And you can see it's very, very slicey. Whoops. And again, these are flat ground. I don't know that I clearly stated that either. They are flat ground blades. So there you go. Hope you stuck around all the way to the end of this crazy video. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for all you do and for watching the Knives Fast channel.